Merry Christmas and welcome to my kitchen. I do enjoy cooking. I know a lot of people don't share that sentiment because cooking seems like a chore. And I also know a lot of people just don't know how to cook. And so healthy eating just seems kind of ominous because they don't know what to do in the kitchen. So if you're trying to change from the typical American diet to eating a healthier whole foods diet, I encourage you to go online and just learn how some basic techniques, and it will make the process go a lot smoother for you. But inside your kitchen, there are just some basics that you need. The tools that you need are some sharp knives and some pans, and that's really it to be able to cook. You don't need the extra little gadgets. Those just cause a lot more prep time and a lot more cleanup. So that's all you need are knives and pans. And maybe a few smaller appliances that you're going to use every day, like a blender. But that's it. There's also one really essential tool that you need in your kitchen if you are changing to a healthier diet and have been eating the American diet. And I'm going to tell you about that tool in a minute. First, let me tell you about my own journey when I didn't use this essential tool, when I was going from eating a lot of refined sugar and carbohydrates to detoxing my body from that stuff, and I didn't use this tool. Well, it was about 13 years ago. I had my third child and I had nursed her for a full year, and I just felt my energy really low, and I didn't know what the problem was. I was exercising, drinking a lot of water. The baby was sleeping through the night, so I was getting plenty of sleep. And so I thought, I wonder if it's something that I'm eating. But then I would just say, no, I just didn't really want to give up some of the bad stuff that I was eating, and I didn't think it was that bad. But I went ahead and did some research, and it led me to clean eating and what that was. And I learned so much more about what some of the chemicals and sugars were doing in my body that it was kind of shocking. And so I basically laid out a plan for myself, and I followed it strictly. It went really well because in a matter of a couple of weeks, I just felt so much better being off of refined sugar. And so it just kind of catapulted me to keep going. And I did. And 6, 7 months later, kind of relapsed a little bit because I thought, oh, I could just have a nibble here and there of sugar and it won't set me off. But like a true addict, it just sent me on a little relapse. And I just felt awful again, especially because I had detoxed from having that stuff inside my body. Well, I still wasn't using this essential tool that I'm going to tell you about today that would have made the journey so much easier instead of having a lot of relapses on the way. And now, 13 years later, because I've learned this skill and how to use this tool, I don't have the cravings or the addiction problem anymore. I'm truly a recovered addict. Well, let me tell you what this tool is, and that is your mind, your thoughts. It's an essential tool to have when you're changing your diet and trying to live a healthier lifestyle. Now, what do I mean by that? Using your mind and your thoughts in the kitchen to cook. Well, first of all, use your mind with creativity. So when you're making a meal, instead of just a basic meal with a basic salad, let's say, you can use your creativity to add more flavor to it. So thinking, oh, maybe I can put some garlic powder in it, or I want it to be crunchy. So instead of using croutons, oh, I could throw in some raw nuts. Or I want to up the nutrition, so I'm going to add some extra vegetables that I wouldn't normally add. Or I have some leftover chicken in the fridge, so I'm going to add that to it for some extra protein. So it's just being creative with herbs and spices and bold vegetables like onions and shallots and garlic to up the flavor and be creative with to top on to your basics. The second way to use your mind in the kitchen is with mindful eating. And what I mean by that is just being conscious of what you're taking in your body. So every time you come in the kitchen, if there's a plate of Christmas cookies sitting there, do you just grab one and just start nibbling on it while you're looking at your phone or not being aware of what you're doing? That's what I mean by mindful eating, is really being there when you're eating a meal, really thinking about it, chewing slowly, really tasting it, instead of just kind of being on autopilot. The third way that you can use your mind in the kitchen is with cravings and urges. And trust me, you will have those when you are trying to change the way that you eat. And so the way that you use your mind with that is to talk yourself through it. An urge and a craving is different than true hunger. An urge and a craving is not anatomically in a place in your body or a physiological place. It's all in your mind. And so you can talk yourself through it and really think, why am I craving this sugar right now? Oh, that's right. I just had a really upsetting phone call. Or, oh my gosh, I'm really stressed out with work. That's why I'm craving this. And why am I just going on having this craving every night? Oh, it's because it's kind of a trigger for me to always eat in front of the TV. And so cravings and urges, you can be present with them and talk yourself through it instead of just giving in to those craving and urges by using the power of your thoughts. So these 3 ways, mindful eating, cravings, being creative in the kitchen, is a way that you can use your mind as the most important tool in healthy cooking.